Seniors over 60 eat these 7 cheap foods to build muscle, fast backed by science. What if I told you the reason many seniors lose their strength isn't aging, it's misinformation? You see, every year after 60 millions of Americans quietly lose muscle without realizing it, until they can't lift the laundry basket, struggle to open a jar, or feel scared walking across the living room rug. And while expensive supplements promise solutions, the truth is real strength can be rebuilt with simple, affordable foods already in your kitchen. You don't need a fancy gym membership. You don't need 200 a month protein powders. What you do need is the right knowledge delivered with empathy and clarity. In today's video, I'll walk you through 7 humble, budget-friendly, protein-rich foods that can help restore your strength, stability, and confidence without breaking the bank. This isn't theory, it's real science, real food, and real results for real people like you. If that's the kind of guidance you've been looking for, I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. And stay with me till the end. I promise it could change the way you age. Part 1. The silent muscle crisis. After 60, most people don't realize it's happening until it's too late. That moment when standing up from a chair feels harder than it used to, or when you reach for something overhead and your arms tremble. These aren't isolated incidents. They're warnings. By the time we hit 60, our bodies begin to lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass every year. That means by age 80, we can lose up to 30% of our strength unless we intervene. But here's what makes it more alarming: this muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, isn't loud or obvious. It sneaks in. You don't feel pain. You just start avoiding stairs. You lift less. You move slower. And slowly, your independence fades. The most frustrating part: many seniors assume this is just part of aging, that it's inevitable, that no matter what they do, they're bound to decline. But science now tells a different story. Muscle loss is not a certainty. It's a challenge we can meet if we know what to feed our bodies. Researchers at Harvard found that seniors who consistently consumed adequate high-quality protein retained 20% more lean mass than those who didn't, regardless of exercise. That means what you eat plays a massive role even before you lift a weight. And yet, the narrative most older adults hear is that protein is either too expensive, hard to digest, or not necessary past a certain age. That misconception is costing lives, literally, because muscle isn't just about looking fit, it's about walking unassisted, preventing falls, reducing hospital stays, and even lowering your risk of death. Now that we understand what's at stake, it's time to debunk another dangerous myth that only expensive protein supplements can save you. In the next section, we'll look at how marketing, not science, has confused and overcharged seniors searching for strength. Part 2. The high cost of confusion. Why expensive doesn't mean effective. If age-related muscle loss is such a big problem, why aren't more seniors fighting back with protein? Because the supplement industry has done a masterful job of making protein seem complicated, expensive, and inaccessible. You've probably seen ads showing gray-haired models lifting weights while sipping $80 powders with names you can't pronounce. The message is loud and clear. Real strength costs money. But that message is misleading and, in many cases, flat-out false. According to a 2023 AARP survey, nearly 68% of Americans over 60 said they believe protein powders were the best way to rebuild muscle. Yet the same study found that less than 30% of them consumed enough daily protein from actual food sources. That gap isn't about income, it's about misinformation. When we look at the science, whole food sources of protein are not only more cost-effective, but often better absorbed. The Digestibility-Corrected Amino Acid Score (DS), a gold standard for measuring how much protein your body can actually use, rates certain humble foods like eggs, sardines, and Greek yogurt above most commercial powders. That means you're paying less and absorbing more when you go with real food. But why have powders become so dominant in senior wellness circles? It comes down to convenience and clever marketing. Supplement companies promise muscle in a scoop, often ignoring the complexities of aging digestion, absorption, and inflammation. A shake might be easy, but if your gut can't process it properly, you're pouring money down the drain. Meanwhile, a single can of tuna, which costs under $1, provides more usable protein than some $5 shakes. A dozen eggs less than $3 can fuel your muscles for days. And lentils, often dismissed as boring, contain leucine, the amino acid most responsible for triggering muscle growth. These foods don't come in fancy packaging, but they deliver where it matters. Now that we've stripped away the illusion of price equaling power, it's time to shift our focus inward to the part of the body that determines how much of that protein your muscles can actually use. In the next section, we'll explore how gut health is the hidden gatekeeper of strength, especially after 60. Part 3, the gut-muscle link. Why your absorption matters more than your intake. In the last section, we uncovered how real, affordable foods often outperform expensive powders. But knowing what to eat is only part of the equation. The other, often overlooked part is how your body absorbs it, and that process starts in your gut. As we age, the lining of our intestines becomes thinner and more prone to inflammation. Enzyme production slows, gut motility decreases. The result is that even if you eat enough protein, your body may not break it down efficiently or absorb the amino acids needed to maintain muscle. This is especially critical after 60, when absorption rates can drop by as much as 30%. A study published in the journal Nutrients in 2022 highlighted that seniors with poor gut health had significantly lower levels of muscle mass, even when consuming the same amount of protein as their healthier gut peers. It's not just about what you eat. It's about what your gut allows you to use. The connection between your gut microbiome and muscle health is growing clearer each year. Certain beneficial bacteria help regulate inflammation, boost amino acid absorption, and even influence muscle synthesis through short-chain fatty acids. Conversely, when the gut is inflamed or imbalanced, a condition called dysbiosis, it sends low-grade inflammatory signals throughout the body, which directly accelerates muscle breakdown. This makes probiotics and gut-friendly proteins like Greek yogurt and fermented cottage cheese more than just healthy side options. They're essential tools for ensuring the protein you eat doesn't go to waste. Foods like miso, kefir, and fermented vegetables also support a healthier gut environment, especially when paired with fiber-rich proteins like lentils and beans. And here's where it all connects: the best foods for gut health often double as great protein sources for muscle. They serve two purposes: improving absorption and providing the raw material for growth. That's why your grocery list should consider the entire digestive journey, not just the nutrition label. In the next section, we'll build on this idea by learning how to feed your muscles strategically throughout the day. Because the timing of protein intake matters just as much as the source, especially when your body's natural repair systems start to slow down. Part 4, feeding the muscle clock. When and how you eat matters. Now that we've addressed the gut's role in protein absorption, there's another piece of the puzzle we can't ignore: timing. It's not just what you eat or how well your body digests it, it's when you eat it that can dramatically affect how much muscle you keep or regain after 60. In younger adults, muscle cells respond quickly to protein intake, but as we age, that responsiveness fades. This condition, called anabolic resistance, means your muscles need more frequent and consistent protein signals throughout the day to maintain their size and function. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who spread protein intake evenly across 3 meals per day retained up to 40% more lean muscle mass than those who consumed most of their protein at dinner alone. The old habit of a carb-heavy breakfast, a light lunch, and one big meal at night simply doesn't support aging muscles. Instead, the most effective pattern involves feeding the muscle clock by delivering 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at every major meal. This steady flow of amino acids keeps muscle synthesis active throughout the day and helps combat anabolic resistance. This also explains why slow-digesting proteins like cottage cheese or Greek yogurt before bed are particularly valuable. As your body enters its nightly repair cycle, It relies on sustained amino acid availability to repair and rebuild muscle. A small bedtime serving of casein-rich foods can make a significant difference. What's more, pairing fast and slow proteins together, like eggs with lentils, or Greek yogurt with oats, can further enhance the muscle-building effect. The fast protein gives your muscles an immediate boost, while the slow one keeps the repair process going for hours. And don't forget about hydration and fiber. Without enough water and digestive support, even the best protein won't reach its full potential. Simple changes like adding flaxseed to yogurt or drinking water with meals can amplify everything you're doing. With this strategy in place, we've prepared the foundation. You know why muscle loss happens, why real food works better than hype, how your gut plays gatekeeper, and how timing creates a rhythm your muscles can respond to. Now, in the next section, we'll bring it all to life by highlighting 7 affordable, overlooked power foods that fit seamlessly into this approach and cost less than your morning coffee. Part 5, the underrated 7 protein powerhouses that cost pennies. Everything we've covered so far: how muscle loss begins, why expensive solutions fall short, how gut health and timing affect results, comes down to one key decision: what you choose to put on your plate each day. And contrary to what glossy ads may tell you, the best muscle-preserving foods aren't hidden behind paywalls or inside supplement tubs. They're quietly sitting on your grocery store shelves, often for less than $2 per serving. Take eggs, for example. A dozen costs around $2.50 and provides over 70 grams of highly bioavailable protein. They're one of the few foods with a complete amino acid profile and a biological value close to 100, meaning your body can use nearly all of what you eat. A 2018 study from the University of Illinois found that consuming whole eggs post-exercise led to 40% greater muscle protein synthesis than egg whites alone, proving that nature packaged them perfectly. Canned sardines may not win popularity contests, but they're packed with over 20 grams of protein per serving, plus omega-3 fatty acids that help fight inflammation, a key factor in preserving aging muscle. A 3-year observational study in older adults published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that those who ate fatty fish like sardines at least twice per week lost significantly less muscle and retained better grip strength. Cottage cheese offers another unique edge. It contains casein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds muscles over time, making it ideal before bed. One 16-ounce tub delivers over 100 grams of protein for just a few dollars. Research from McMaster University showed that older adults who consumed casein protein before sleep built more lean mass than those who didn't, even without adding exercise. Beans and lentils, while technically incomplete proteins on their own, shine when eaten with grains or nuts. They provide fiber for gut health, iron to combat fatigue, and leucine, the amino acid that flips the muscle-building switch. A 2020 study in the Journal of Nutrition confirmed that older adults who regularly ate legumes had greater lower body strength and mobility than meat eaters who consumed less fiber. Greek yogurt is a dual-action powerhouse, containing both fast-digesting whey and slow-digesting casein. Plus, it brings probiotics to the table, supporting your gut while feeding your muscles. With nearly 20 grams of protein per cup, it's a high-impact food for less than $1 a serving. Seniors in a Tufts University trial who consumed Greek yogurt daily saw measurable improvements in walking speed and leg strength within 12 weeks. And let's not forget canned tuna, cheap, portable, and rich in lean protein. It has one of the highest absorption rates among older adults. A study from the University of Arkansas found that people over 70 absorb fish protein more efficiently than red meat or supplements. What ties all of these foods together isn't just affordability, it's accessibility. They don't require cooking skills. They last, they fit into any meal of the day, and they've been quietly helping seniors maintain strength long before supplements took over the conversation. In the next section, we'll take these 7 ingredients and show you exactly how to turn them into a simple, sustainable weekly routine. Because knowing is one thing, but making it a habit is where transformation begins. Part 6, From Shelf to Strength. A 1-week muscle revival plan. Now that we've identified the 7 low-cost, High-impact protein foods. The next step is turning that knowledge into consistent daily action. Too often, we get stuck in the gap between knowing and doing. That's especially true when we feel tired, overwhelmed, or unsure where to start. So instead of asking you to overhaul your life, let's start small with a realistic, flexible, one-week plan built entirely around the foods we just explored. First, on the daily protein target. According to updated guidance from the Peer Age Study Group, older adults should aim for at least 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily to preserve muscle. For a 150-pound adult, that's about 80 grams of protein per day. Most American seniors only consume 60 to 70% of that, often in a single late-day meal. This plan corrects that. Here's how to do it without tracking apps or meal prep marathons. Start your morning with a full-protein breakfast, one that includes eggs, Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese. For example, 2 scrambled eggs with half a cup of Greek yogurt and some berries offers over 30 grams of protein, enough to stimulate muscle protein synthesis right out of bed. Studies show that seniors who eat protein early in the day maintain more lean mass and perform better on physical tasks than those who skip breakfast or rely on toast and coffee. Lunch can be as simple as canned tuna on whole grain toast with a side of lentil soup. That gives you both animal and plant protein, plus the fiber needed for better gut absorption. A 2021 clinical trial from the British Journal of Nutrition found that mixing protein sources, especially in midday meals, enhanced muscle protein uptake by 15%. Dinner should include beans, sardines, or lean cuts of meat if desired, paired with vegetables and a complex carbohydrate like brown rice or quinoa. And if you're still under your target, add a cup of cottage cheese or a hard-boiled egg before bed to keep muscle repair active overnight. Remember, protein timing is your ally. To keep this sustainable, rotate your proteins. Monday could feature Greek yogurt and beans. Tuesday might lean on eggs and lentils, and so on. The key is not perfection, it's rhythm. Eating protein-rich meals at the same time each day trains your body to expect and use those nutrients more effectively, a process known as metabolic entrainment. And don't underestimate hydration. Muscles are nearly 75% water, and dehydration impairs both recovery and protein absorption. Aim for 6 to 8 cups of water daily, and more if you're active or taking medications that affect kidney function. Lastly, track how you feel. You don't need a scale or a gym. Just note changes in energy, balance, grip strength, and even mood. According to a report from the National Institute on Aging, seniors who improved their nutrition alone without formal exercise reported better physical confidence and reduced fear of falling within 3 weeks. In the next section, we'll explore the hidden habits that silently sabotage these efforts, and how a few small adjustments can prevent you from sliding backward, because building strength is one thing, but holding on to it requires vigilance. Part 7, Strength Killers' Common Habits that sabotage muscle gains. So far, we've built a plan based on affordable foods, good timing, and gut support. But even the best strategy can be undone by a few quiet mistakes. In fact, some habits many seniors consider harmless are actually draining their strength day by day. Awareness is everything, because once you know what's stealing your progress, you can stop it. One of the biggest culprits is skipping meals, whether it's from lack of appetite, routine, or fear of weight gain. Missing meals starves your muscles of the regular protein signals they need. Studies from the Journal of Gerontology show that older adults who skip just one protein-rich meal per day lose muscle mass twice as fast as those with consistent intake, even if total calories are similar. Another hidden threat is relying too heavily on supplements in place of food. Protein powders and drinks can be helpful in certain situations, but they're not substitutes for whole meals. They often lack the micronutrients, fiber, and digestion support that real foods provide. And in older adults with slower digestion, the synthetic formulation of some powders may bypass proper breakdown, leading to bloating, malabsorption, and nutrient waste. Chronic dehydration is a silent strength killer. Even mild dehydration can reduce muscle performance, slow down protein synthesis, and impair joint movement. Research from the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that older adults who stayed consistently hydrated saw a 20% improvement in strength during resistance training compared to dehydrated counterparts, even when both consumed the same amount of protein. Then there's inconsistent sleep. Without enough quality rest, the body fails to complete the repair process that protein initiates. Growth hormone levels drop, inflammation rises, and muscle breakdown accelerates. A study from Stanford University found that adults over 60 who averaged less than 6 hours of sleep per night had significantly lower muscle density than those who slept 7 to 8 hours. Finally, sedentary behavior remains the quiet enemy. You don't need to do intense workouts, but without any movement. Even the best food plan can't fully activate muscle pathways. Simple daily activities like light walking, resistance bands, or gardening help signal your body to use the fuel you're giving it. The National Health and Aging Trends Study revealed that seniors who moved regularly for at least 20 minutes a day preserved 30% more muscle over 5 years than their sedentary peers. The good news: all of these habits are fixable. Start by identifying one you struggle with most. Maybe it's skipping breakfast or going hours without water. Then tie the solution to something you're already doing. For example, place a glass of water next to your morning pill organizer, or pair your midday protein with a short walk around the house. In the final section, we'll bring it all together. You'll see how everything you've learned from what's on your plate to what's in your habits can create a roadmap for staying strong, capable, and independent in the years ahead. Because aging doesn't mean surrendering, it means adapting with purpose. Let's pause for a moment, not just to summarize, but to breathe in a truth too often forgotten: aging does not equal decline. It only becomes decline when no one shows you the way forward. You've now seen that muscle loss after 60 isn't just common, it's reversible. Not with high-cost gimmicks or trendy powders, but with knowledge, intention, and a few humble foods your body already knows how to use. Eggs, beans, yogurt, sardines. These aren't just groceries. They're tools. Tools to lift yourself out of fatigue, to stand taller, to carry what matters both physically and emotionally. You've learned that timing matters, that your gut is your gatekeeper, that small, daily choices: eating, drinking, resting, moving stack up like bricks in the foundation of your independence. You've seen how just one missed meal or poor night's sleep can chip away at that foundation, and how quickly it can be rebuilt with consistency. And most of all, you've been reminded that strength isn't about lifting heavy things. It's about living fully, holding your grandchild, taking the stairs without hesitation, cooking your own meals, laughing without pain, saying yes to life instead of shrinking from it. So here's your invitation: don't wait for another doctor's warning, another close call, another moment where you say, "I wish I had started sooner." Start now. Pick one change, just one. Maybe it's a high-protein breakfast tomorrow. Maybe it's replacing one supplement with real food. Maybe it's moving your body for 10 extra minutes today. Let that be the spark. And if this video gave you a spark, I'd love for you to subscribe. Share it with someone you care about. Drop a comment below and tell me what's one thing you're going to do differently this week because your body's not done fighting for you. Let's give it the tools to win.